Hi everyone, welcome to DIY Ideas. So this is not going to be a sewing project today, but rather an editing or adjusting trick. So I want to show you today how you can fix your straps. So if you bought a shirt or a dress or maybe something else and the straps are too long for you, I'll show you how you can shorten them to fit you. So I'll be showing you my method. Of course, there are probably many others, and this is not the only way to do it. But yeah, maybe you already know a different method. If you do, feel free to share, but today I'm showing you what I think is the simplest. So in my case, I have a dress and two different possibilities that you could do. Of course, you could just cut it off and then just sew it onto here. But I don't think that looks particularly pretty in the end. So the first method you could use is cut it here in the back. Or not cut it, but if you unstitch it here and shorten here. But since it's still visible here, I'm not a big fan of this method. So the second stitch you could start at is here where your shoulders go. So we will unstitch this and then we will shorten to fit us. And in my case, I'll shorten quite a bit, but you should try it on and that way you know. You can also get help from someone else and mark where your stitches need to be and just put a pin through. So make sure you know how much you need to shorten. So yeah, you will need an unstitcher, some fabric scissors, a regular sewing needle and some thread. I'm using transparent thread, so you could also do it with a sewing machine, but I won't be using that today because I think I can hide the stitches a bit better if I just do it by hand. So since my straps are a lot longer than I need them, I'll just cut this off if it's just a bit in your case. I'll show you how you can unstitch so that you don't lose too much of your fabric. So usually you can just see the thread here and simply go through and pull away. Make sure you only catch the thread and you don't poke holes in your fabric. And as soon as you do the first stitch, it gets a lot easier to do the rest. Just be really careful. So you see, it's always a bit different. In my case, I have this stitch that's on this side, so I gotta do that as well, so I can separate the two halves. So here are my two pieces now. These are the back sides, so I'll cut the same length off. I'll do 4 centimeters, that's a lot. So plus the other side means 8 to even 10 centimeters per strap. Yours might be less, so take care to adjust that. Also, take care that you fold this inwards at the end, so it's better if you cut a bit less than a bit more. And when you pin everything, you can measure from the bottom of the strap so that you have the same length of both straps. Okay, we're good, so let's cut. I know it looks a bit weird if you just cut it like this, but don't worry because we are in the end, as I said, folding this to the inside. So do the same on the other side. And let's fold. If you have an ironed hand, you can also use that, or you can use pins. It's not always that easy because it keeps opening up. I used pins so that it stays in place, same on the other side. Now let's go to the other side. And here we need also about 4 centimeters from the top. And take care that it's again symmetrical. Now let's put them together. Mind the directions so that you don't have twists. And simply take the pins out and push the one inside to the other. So now you have two options. One is to do this with the sewing machine and go from the one side to the other, and you're done. Make sure that your thread is similar to the fabric or the thread that's already been used for the piece you have. In my case, the dress is colorful, so this shouldn't be an issue at all. But I'll skip the machine and I'll do it by hand today. So you see that I'm using my transparent thread today. So transparent thread is pretty great because it's, transparent, so it won't be as visible. It's also super nifty if you need to sew something up where you really don't want to have the stitch visible. But yeah, apart from that, it's pretty much like any thread, so you don't do it differently, you do it the same way, but the visual effect in the end is pretty nice. So your method is pretty open, you can do whatever you like. I'll show you what I'm doing here. Okay, so you see how I'm simply going through the one half and the other, and that's it. So here we are, that's our whole project for today. As you can see, super easy to do, and the cool thing is it also saves you a ton of money and time as well. So this was less than 15 minutes to do from start to end. And you can also buy something at the store, even if you notice that the straps are too long, because now you know how to fix it yourself, and you don't have to pay anyone to do it, you don't have to wait for anyone to do it for you. So yeah, it's a really cool trick to know and a really cool trick to have up your sleeve. So here my stitch was in the middle, and just make sure you follow that and do it the same way when you fix it so that the visual, let's say, look doesn't change, so that your piece still looks the same before and after. So yeah, as I said, a super cool trick to know, a super cool trick to use whenever you need it. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to let me know in the comment section what you think. Maybe you have different methods of doing this. If you do, feel free to share. And yeah, you can also post any potential wishes, what we could do in the future for projects, or maybe some suggestions or questions you might have. You can also subscribe to our channel for free, and that way stay updated with everything new that we post as well as everything we already posted. Feel free to shoot us a thumbs up and to stay tuned for our next video. Until then, have a wonderful day. Bye!